Hello and welcome to the Geeks with Wives podcast, episode 145. Tonight we are going to be talking about a great new game, possibly great. That's what we're going to talk about. We don't know, but we'll find out. It's called Destiny, and there's a lot of news that have come out this week, and so we're going to be breaking it down. But to do that with me tonight is, first of all, our fearless leader, the head honcho of Geeks with Wives, Joe Barham. How's it going, Joe?
It's great. It's a Tuesday night. It's beautiful. I've got two of my friends with me on a podcast. I'm very happy to be here, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. Talking about video games. What's better than that?
Nothing.
Yeah. And we are also joined by Jeremy Gregory, one of our writers for Geeks with Wives. How's it going, Jeremy?
It's going great. I'm official guardian here with my trusty ghost. For you watchers.
For those of you that
for those listening, it's actually a Pac-Man ghost from the 80s.
Do you know the name of that ghost? I don't know the names of them.
As far as I'm concerned, when they turn blue, they don't have names.
They're no longer ghosts. They're food.
Exactly.
Right. I like it. Well, you know, before we talk about Destiny, before we get into all of this juicy news that has come out this week, we have to talk about the games that we're playing. And so, Joe, would you fearlessly lead us into our podcast by talking about the games that you're playing right now, or a game that you're playing?
Yeah, it really is a single game that I'm playing right now that I feel is worthy of discussion. Take you guys back to 1987, when the original Nintendo was the preeminent console to play. Of course, there was PC, but that's a different podcast argument. I started playing Zelda back then. I finished it when I was a kid. I think I was probably 9 or 10 when I finished the game. Of course, I had a big brother guiding me through it. But I decided with my trusty 3DS that I would give it another shot, because I love the Zelda series. Started playing it, level 3, level 4. I'm starting to get into a groove. A lot of nostalgia and flashbacks are coming at me. I haven't really played the game in 15 or 20 years. And wouldn't you know it, I've decided I'm going to play every Zelda game in chronological order except for the CDI version. And I'm going to avoid the 3D ones, so just the top-down ones.
Wow.
Before I really get into another game or another series. Let me tell you guys why I'm going to do this. I feel like for the last few years, particularly with Geeks with Wives, as something of interest, I have been going from game to game with no connection between the two games, right? Because they're different games. I'm on PC, I'm on Xbox, I'm on PlayStation, handhelds. I feel scattered. I feel really scattered, and I felt like I need something cohesive, one goal to just bind really great games together. So that's why I decided to go with Zelda, and I've got my list in front of me. So I'm starting with Zelda 1, right? So Zelda, Legend of Zelda. Right now I'm on level 6, and I'm almost done with it. There's 9 levels, so I'll get through it probably in the next couple of days. Then I'm going to play Zelda 2, Link's Awakening? No. What's the second one called?
Adventures of Link.
Yeah.
Is it just Adventures of Link? Okay, Adventures of Link.
Yeah.
So I've never beaten it. I've gotten really close. It's a big, complicated game, very controversial. I actually like it. I've never finished it. So I'll go with that one next. And then, of course, all the handheld ones like Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Minish Cap, Link to the Past, which was on SNES. And I have on my SNES since it's not on 3DS. I'll play it there. Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks. Stopping there. I think this will probably take me through sometime into next year. But it's worth it. I'm going to go for it.
So sorry to cut you off, Jeff. Basically, Joe, you're going to miss the launch of Destiny. Congratulations.
It's all about Destiny, yeah. I am going to miss the launch of Destiny. I look at Destiny, Jeremy, and I see just another first-person shooter that has a lot of momentum behind it from all the marketing, not from any proven track record of success with this particular game. Now, granted, it's Bungie, and they're very famous for the Halo series, but is this more Halo? Because I don't need more Halo in my life. Give us an overview, Jeremy, of Halo. Or sorry, Destiny.
Yeah, you're right. You don't need more Halo, and I won't really give you an overview. I'll say what one of the Bungie community managers says. We're not making Halo. We're making a game that is better, and has never been made before. We made Halo. We're not making Halo this time.
Bam.
Okay. Okay, so how is it not Halo? You've played the alpha, you're in the beta. Enlighten me. So look, hang on a second. Guys, I know nothing about Destiny other than I think it's more Halo. Otherwise, I know nothing. So inform me here, Jeremy. Make me a believer.
It has Halo elements. I will say that. It does. But Halo was single person, solo player. You really feel, and Bungie has also said, you can't watch a gameplay. You can't really, read about Destiny. You have to kind of experience it yourself, and experience by playing, obviously. And it's just the people in the world, not NPCs, actual players in the world, just make it feel like you're part of something bigger than just you. And I believe that's why it's not Halo. To be honest, that's why I believe it's not Halo. I mean, just the satisfaction you get by accomplishing something as a group of players together. I really experience that in games, and that's why I think Destiny is not Halo. Yeah, it's set in the future. It's set in our solar system, but it's not Halo to me.
Yeah, and definitely when I played it on the alpha, but when I played it on the alpha, I was like you, Joe, like I didn't have any clue what this game was. It's just I happened to be able to get a code, and I was like, oh, cool, something free to play for a little bit. And so when I played it, it definitely the term that I'm hearing a lot, and I agree with it when I played it, which is it's like a mixture of World of Warcraft and Borderlands and Halo. Like it's kind of like a mixture of like you can be with a whole bunch of people at once and you're like taking down bad guys, but then you can enter into a section on a map in which it's just you. Like it excludes everybody else from being able to join you in this mission. And so that's like the single player campaign mission that you enter into, and then when you exit out of it, you're with you can join up with your people again, and you can go on different like group missions and stuff like that. So you can like upgrade your vehicles, and you have like a ship that you can upgrade and upgrade your weapons and like get new weapons. So it has a Halo feel to it just when you're playing it, but it lets you do a whole lot more than I guess what you would be able to do that you couldn't do in Halo, perhaps. I don't know if that sounds enticing to you at all.
Well, not to me personally, because I'm not a fan of World of Warcraft, Halo, or Borderlands.
Oh my god!
So I see the value in them. They're just not my style of game.
Yeah.
But But anyway, I digress. Jeremy, this is your section. Talk to us more about Destiny.
Before we get really into the meat of it, I didn't tell you which game I was playing. I'm only playing one game, really exclusively. I've dabbled with a little bit of Watch Dogs still, but I've been trying to play some Uncharted on Vita. When I'm at work, that's all I have to do. I have a smartphone, but I really rather pick up that Vita. So I've been trying to power through, and I'm playing on crushing difficulty because that's the last difficulty I need to unlock for the platinum. And it's like you have to really cover yourself. Three bullets, you're dead. So it's a little challenging, but I enjoy it. I mean, I rarely go back and play through a game twice, 3 times, and I guess I'm trying to get better at doing that because I really feel I'll be playing Destiny for a long time.
Okay, so apparently a long time is 10 years. What's the whole 10-year thing?
Yeah, this question was asked to me. I asked people on Twitter to send in their questions. So since we've approached that topic, I will mention this guy. At Thrill Crop, I'm sorry, I messed that up. At Thrill Cosby, like not spelled Cosby, it's Cozby. He asked if I could summarize the 10-year plan involving the game and the expansions. I altered his question a bit because I didn't want to include that three-letter word that everybody's thinking about right now, or three-letter acronym. Excuse me. Um, Basically, Bungie and Activision, they're kind of in for the long haul. Um, they want to release new content every single year. Um, I'm led to believe that actually it'll be content throughout the year, not just like boom one time a year. It may be like every 2 to 4 months throughout the year. But they announced they really would like to have titled Destinies. First one's this year, like a sequel, Destiny 2. You know, a couple of years away, like usually you see other companies do. And then in between the big titles, they are going to release expansions and stuff that you may not necessarily have to buy a physical copy of, but it'll add to the overall story. It was announced yesterday that the first 2 expansion packs are titled, I'm going off of memory, so I'm not reading this, are titled the Dark, now I'm going to butcher this. Oh no.
But maybe they can run with it. Maybe you can give them an idea.
All right, it's the Dark something. I know that much, and it involves going to the moon. And then I should know this last one because it's reminiscent of my Twitter name, well, my Twitter handle that is not visible right now, but everybody knows it, I believe, and my PlayStation ID. The House of Wolves is the second DLC. There I go. The second expansion pack. That, according to the fine print, so to speak, the exclusiveness for PlayStation material, according to within those expansions, is supposed to last till fall of 2015. That's a year after release, the Destiny release. So that's why I'm under the impression that those 2 items will release like within probably 6 to 8 months of September. Personally.
Yeah. It sounds like they are pretty confident with the success that it's going to receive. Like it sounds like they're pretty confident in the response that this game is going to get. Well, that's kind of scary to me because I don't feel like, we're talking tonight like we have somebody who, Joe, who really doesn't know much about it. And Joe's very, Joe knows a lot about games. You're very much in the know. You keep up on stuff, and for me, like I played the alpha, but I don't know a ton about it. Like I've been able to experience just a little, tiny percent of the game. But I feel like they're either confident or they're just trying to, at least, trying to put all their cards out there and hope that people really grab onto it. I mean, is this too much of a risk that they're taking by, just like going ahead and investing so much into this right away?
That's a good question. I can't really say one way or the other if it's too risky. I've never been a game developer. I've been on the other end. I buy games. I play them. Now, Activision obviously believes in Bungie. I mean, they're willing to throw out a good chunk of money. It was reported, I believe, around E3 or before E3 that they're investing $500 million. So that's pretty ambitious. That's pretty big. It's bigger than, I believe, GTA 5, the most recent GTA game.
Yeah.
So they believe.
Yeah, and it looks like I just was reading on it. They're also releasing they're already having a collector's edition that you can get for when the game comes out. So there's the Destiny Ghost Edition, which will be $150. The Destiny Limited Edition, which will be $100, and then the Destiny
Guardian.
Digital Guardian Edition for $90.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I was-
I mean, usually when I spend that much money on a collector's edition, it's usually from a. I mean, first of all, I've never spent that much money on a collector's edition, but if I would, I would think that it would be on a, for a franchise that was maybe well established or that I knew a lot about. I feel like they're being almost too bold, or they're trying to push this too much, and they're trying to. I don't know. I mean, do you guys feel like that, or am I the only one?
Well, I hate to disagree, but I really don't feel like it's a big I don't feel that. Okay, well, let me put it in perspective. Before I knew how long the game was, I was like, I gotta try this game out. I like shooting enemies. I like I like playing different stuff, new stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah. Have you guys ever bought a collector's edition for a game? I'm just out of curiosity.
I have. Yeah, actually, I don't know if I could reach in there and grab it. I have the Warcraft 3 collector's edition.
No.
What was the motivation behind that?
Well, I bought the game when it first launched, and then at that time they also had these collector's editions. They're really cool. In fact, I'm just gonna grab it. I'm breaking protocol here. Hang on.
No problem.
Yeah. And Jeremy, have you ever gotten a collector's edition before for a game?
Yeah, I have. I've sorry. I bought. Let's see. I bought Infamous Second Son. I guess you consider a collector's edition. It was only $80 for PS4, but I got that one, and I got one that I kind of got just for the statue. Kratos, God of War. I believe it was God of War Ascension. Yeah.
All right.
I bought it for the Kratos trophy.
That's cool.
Statue.
That's cool. All right.
I'm kind of a trophy person. Yeah.
Let's see this, Joe. Oh man, look at that.
It's pretty great. So for those who aren't watching because they're listening on iTunes or Stitcher or however you're listening to our show, it's a giant black hard case that's probably twice the size of an old school video game PC box, which if you can remember, those were pretty big. Now I had the original game, the original Warcraft 3 regular edition that I bought at launch. Huge Warcraft 1 and 2 fan. So I was really into this, really excited about the game when it came out, pre-ordered it, all that kind of stuff. I was working at GameStop at the time. Well, we had too many of these in stock, these collector's editions. It had been several months later, maybe even a year later. We weren't selling them. We had them in stock. We didn't want to throw them out, so my manager said, all right, we're going to sell them for dirt cheap. So I think initially the game was $50, and then its collector's edition I think was $80, and we were selling them for $35. So I bought one, and it comes with the Art of Warcraft art book, which is
nice.
really beautiful. It has really nice original imagery from the game. If you're a fan of any game in the Warcraft series or just the series itself, this is a must-own for you because it has, the Archmage from Warcraft 2, and then it has artwork from Warcraft 3. It has really cool stuff. I haven't looked at this in years. I'm kind of excited right now. Profiles of the orcs or the different races that are in existence. And then it also came with some lithographs, which if you don't know what those are, they're high-resolution images that are in limited prints, and a poster apparently. And then this was critical for me. So I tried to be a multiplayer RTS guy back when I was in college and I didn't have a lot of responsibilities. And I could afford to do that kind of stuff. And I wasn't very good, but I was decent. I could hold my own. And part of the reason I could do that with Warcraft 3 is because I had this. This is an output of everything in version 1, all the statistics, the leveling trees for all the characters, all the different races. So I've played a lot with the undead, so I'd lay this out and just rock it. There's more stuff in here too. There's a Collector's Edition manual, which is kind of cool. And yeah, again, building path for the orcs. There's a DVD, which I've never watched. DVD movie.
Well, we can't watch it. We can't watch it on the podcast. Sorry, Jim.
That'd be great if we could. Now, here's the thing, boys. This is the only Collector's Edition of any game that I own.
Yeah, I got a Collector's Edition for, oh my gosh, for Perfect Dark Zero, which of course that game wasn't very well received.
Well, it had a lot going for it, right? Before it was released. GoldenEye was fantastic. Perfect Dark was really good. You would think, hey, next-gen console, it's the same team, right? Rare. This should be awesome. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was being developed for, for a Nintendo console, and then they, Microsoft bought Rare, and then they had to switch things last minute and develop a game. And not only develop a game, last minute, but make it a launch game for the 360. So, I mean, that's I don't care how good a studio is. It's really tough to make a successful launch game, with that little time to do it. Yeah. So, but I was proud. The day that I got that, man, it was great. And at least I have some. It just has like a. I don't have it with me, but it has like a booklet of like different like artwork. Kind of like what you had with Warcraft. It has like artwork and everything like that, and like comments from the developers and stuff like that. So, but I mean, looking back on it, I'm like, I wish I hadn't wasted that money. Like I could have bought a second game. I could have had 2 games to soften the blow that Perfect Dark Zero gave me. So, but we talk about the collector's editions and just kind of this bold approach that Bungie and Activision are taking with Destiny. I wonder also they're taking another interesting approach, which is they're offering a lot of exclusive content to the PlayStation 4. Are you guys? Do you get frustrated with the exclusive content, or how do you guys feel about when one console is getting more than the other one?
It depends on the game that I'm interested in, but to be clear and fair, it's not just the PlayStation exclusiveness for Destiny. It's not like it's only coming to PlayStation. It's a time exclusive. They just have to be. I think the Xbox generation just needs to be a little patient.
Wow,
yeah, I'll tell you what bothers me.
No, I said a little patient. I didn't.
Go for it, Joe.
So what bothers me, Jeff, is when I don't mind when a game is exclusive to a console or to the PC. That doesn't bother me at all. What bothers me when it's, hey, this game is on every console in the world, even Vita, but this one map or this one mission or this one playable character or this 20 minutes of content is only available on this one console, or if you buy it, if you pre-order it, Best Buy, for all of these consoles, you get this extra thing. That feels like just goading me, and I don't like that so much. It's like the content is there, but it's not for everybody, and if you made the decision that you can only afford one console, or that you like these things about the Xbox, so you bought it, well, you're not allowed to have this special little thing in BioShock Infinite or whatever game it happens to be. That's what bothers me.
Yeah, I think it's risky too, because it makes, like you said, we were talking before, you thought that Destiny was just for the PlayStation 4.
I really did.
Yeah, and so and that's not your fault. I mean, every single PlayStation 4 ad basically has a Destiny ad in it. And you don't see that with Xbox One. You see like Call of Duty, or you see a different game with the Xbox One or the 360. But yeah, with the Sony commercials, it seems like every single time it's Destiny, and I feel like they are running the risk of like you said, making people think that this is just exclusively for the PlayStation 4. And even if people do know that it is for the Xbox One, they think, well, I'm not going to get my $60 worth. The PlayStation 4 people will get their $60 worth, but I won't, so I'll probably just go play, a different game. And there's going to be plenty of games to play come September, October, November.
You're exactly right, Jeff.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And we, consumers, gamers, we have a choice. Bungie's not stating, Activision's not stating, if you don't buy it on PS4, the game's gonna suck for you. They're not saying that. They're just, I understand about the PlayStation 4, but I'm not sure how many people out there know, but Bungie kind of helped design the PS4 while they were developing Destiny. They kind of were simultaneously worked on. So maybe it's. I think I don't know the behind the scenes. I just know that that's what has been said by both Bungie and PlayStation. And there must have been some press conferences or an article I read. I read so much stuff; it's hard to keep track sometimes.
Yeah.
But to be honest, so that's what I think. I'm not saying I'm right. That's just what I've read, and that's what I take from that.
Yeah. I know that I wrote an article earlier or last week, and it was basically about exclusive content. And like, even after writing that, I still feel like I haven't really made up my mind on how I feel about it, because it's just like I feel like I'm kind of in a tug of war. Like, I understand why these companies do it, but because it does save money. Like, for example, I talk about Sony including Destiny in their ads. Saving Bungie a marketing fee or advertising fee that they don't have to pay because Sony's doing that. And so I understand that they would provide Sony with exclusive content. And like you said, Jeremy, Xbox One gamers are probably still going to have a lot of fun on Destiny, but it's just the knowledge that somebody else is getting a little bit more than you that will kind of, I feel like, put gamers out enough to choose a different first-person shooter to play this holiday season. So.
Well, that could be the possibility. And I'm pretty sure when they're making those decisions, the developers, the backers, they probably know that they might be running the risk of getting some people off the. I don't want to say the word that I'm thinking of, but it could cause people to cancel pre-orders. Because I'll be honest, a lot of people probably pre-ordered to get into the beta. That seems to be the trend. Oh, I'll get this if I pre-order. Well, if I don't like it, I can go cancel the pre-order according to the retail store policy, because you have that right. I've only canceled one pre-order, but I didn't. I canceled it like a day after I ordered it.
Yeah. Hey Joe, have you ever canceled a pre-order because of something that, or have you ever not gotten a game because you didn't feel like you were going to be getting content that maybe another company was going to be getting, another console?
No, that hasn't affected me personally. I think I do. Well, man, I was about to say I do a pretty good job of deliberating internally before I make a decision on a purchase. But I'm also the guy that purchased a Pebble today as a compulsion buy. So maybe I'm not the critical thinker that I think I am. By the way, the Pebble is this slick little watch I'm wearing on my wrist More to come about that during final thoughts. But yeah, as it relates to video games, though, I can't recall a time where I canceled a pre-order, or I didn't purchase a game I had initially intended to because of some wacky situation. For the most part, I know the games I'm going to play, and I go and I get them. And now with digital services like Steam or the PlayStation Store, I can get games at a pretty good price, and it's not as much of a risk. And if I don't like it, I just stop playing it.
Yeah, yeah, and when I hear you say something like that, it makes me think like maybe I am overthinking it, because like when I think about the games that came out for the launch lineup of for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I can't even remember like which games got the exclusive content and which ones didn't. So maybe it just comes down to the fact that there's a little bit of a controversy at the beginning, but ultimately, if people are interested in the game, they're going to buy it, no matter what the content is.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. I mean, whenever I knew I was gonna at least get the first Destiny, I was like, you know what? If obviously I know some pre-order bonuses might exist, but I'm not buying it for that reason. I want to play it. I want to experience what they're talking about. So if it didn't come with any extra stuff, I'd still buy the game. If it was just, boom, Destiny, 50 hours of gameplay, you kill all these enemies, you kill several bosses, you're doing it with your friends, without like upgrading, getting special upgrades, getting special armor or exclusive stuff, I still would have played the game.
Yeah, the thought running through my head right now, guys, is that this is another first-person shooter. And I haven't played it, so that may be an unfair statement, but at least for me, somebody who's been playing games for 20-plus years, I need nothing more than just another shooter. I like shooters. I do. I enjoy them. But I need something different. And typically I gravitate towards story, right? But I can name some games that came out in the last 2 years that people say, oh, it's a first-person shooter with a great story, that didn't grab me. The latest Wolfenstein I thought was really fun, not because of the story, which was actually pretty decent, but I felt like the action was just really nonstop, and they had some well-designed maps, good weapons, good mechanics. But there are a lot of games that have those things. I feel like I just need something different. Maybe it's a me problem. Maybe it's a problem that anybody who's been playing games for a long time experiences. What do you guys think? What do we need over and above the cookie cutter first person shooter for it to be attractive?
I think for me, and let's talk real fast. We have several first person shooters that are coming out this fall. We have Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, we have Evolve. That looks really cool. Battlefield Hardline, and Destiny, and even Far Cry 4. I mean, that's another first-person shooter that people are crazy about. So I feel like for me personally, I'm always more of a story guy. So if you can get me something more than just, okay, complete this mission and nothing really matters, it's just a bland story, just a bland concept, and you complete the game and get a trophy. Like, for me, that's not enough. Like, I need something that will give me a good story, but at the same time, give me a reason to invest a lot of time in it. And so I know that that's kind of what Destiny's going for. Like we said, they're trying to stretch this thing out for the long haul. But I just, DLC over 10 years, maybe it's just because I never really got into a kind of World of Warcraft thing where you're kind of continually adding to the experience. Like, I never really got into that, so maybe I missed out on something, and my tastes are different for games because of that. But yeah, when it comes down to like a first-person shooter, I feel like I want something that is going to give me a incentive to invest more time into it on the long haul. So, what do you think, Jeremy?
The first-person shooter genre is popular. There's no denying that. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I probably have about, I don't know, 5 to 7 first-person shooters between PS3 and PS4. They play a lot similar. I mean, they play a lot. They're very the same as far as mechanics. You know, some are, you know, have a little bit of slowness. Some are a little bit better, but basically the same basic mechanics for all of them. I believe that's true for Destiny as well. It's I mean, Bungie knows first-person shooters, obviously, so they really don't want to. I don't know. They want to just stick to the, excuse the pun. They want to stick to their guns and do what they do best as far as first-person shooters go, because they know how to do that. I'm not a Halo expert. I played a little bit of Halo, but I mean, the gameplay, gun-wise, feels the same. It's not just about being, I guess, being just a first-person shooter game where it's you're knocking out enemies. That's just a small part of it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But if you're looking, I guess if I was trying to pitch the game to somebody who, like Joe, I guess, who wasn't 100% or wasn't even 50% sure that he would enjoy the game, it's not about just being you shooting enemies. It's really about who you interact with, what's going on in another part of the. Well, when I say another part of the world, not like on another planet or miles away, but there's stuff that can just spontaneously happen, and you're like, wait a second, what's going on here? And you want to just go experience that or go explore that and check it out. And I really feel like that's the mark Bungie wants to leave with this game.
Yeah.
It's not just you. They call it a shared world shooter for a reason, I believe. It's not just you playing against all the enemies. It's you, and then all of a sudden you can join with others, or others can join with you without you even having to, hey, you want to come play with me? They're just there. And I think that's amazing. I haven't played a lot of co-op type first-person shooters. When I played Borderlands, it was usually just me playing. But I mean, I had fun. But when I was playing the alpha and it was like 2 a.m. and none of my friends were awake, I was playing and all of a sudden I see about 3 other people shooting something. And I'm like, hey, they need some help. So I went over there. I hopped on my Sparrow. 10 seconds later, I was shooting enemies and we were battling against like, I don't know, 20 to 30 foes or whatever. It was pretty awesome to experience that for me, and I really think that's what the draw is for this game.
Yeah,
and that's not going to happen just one time and then boom, it's over. Bungie has promised that's going to happen, whenever they feel like it's important. Obviously, if one Guardian, which is the character in Destiny, one Guardian is patrolling the Cosmodrome in old Russia, they're not going to do one of those big old events. But if they see like 6 or 7, it's going to happen. I guarantee it. As long as you're in the right spot, it's going to happen, because they don't happen everywhere in the world. They happen in certain spots.
This is sort of on the same topic, but Joe, do you remember Return of the Jedi? Do you remember those speeder bikes?
Absolutely.
That they run around? Didn't you always want to ride around on one of those?
No, I was a hoverboard kid. I was more of a Back to the Future too. I mean, they were cool, but there were a lot of accidents with the people. None of those machines really survived. Neither did the 2 stormtroopers that were chasing down Leia and Luke. But with the hoverboard, I mean, nothing bad really happened. A guy fell in water. Big deal. Hoverboard for me.
All right, I understand. Well, I was going to say that you can let's pretend that Joe said that he loved the speeder bike.
I love the speeder bike.
Well, you can ride one of those, and in Destiny. In fact, that's how you get around the planets. Is you can ride around on your speeder bike. And in fact, something really funny when you talk about Jeremy, when you talk about playing the game together. Like there are several times where I was playing with a friend, and instead of like fighting people, we just had a speeder bike race, and we were just racing each other around the planet and shooting at each other and everything like that. So like I definitely understand how that game, Destiny, I think will be very boring if you play it by yourself. The exact same thing I experienced with Borderlands is I was having the hardest time playing that game by myself. But then the second that I started playing it with other people, I felt like it became more of a fun experience for me. Now, there's some games that I would rather play by myself, a game like Fallout 4, or Fallout 3, sorry.
I was about to say, wait a second. You know something?
Yeah, sorry. I know, it's a hope of mine. I think about it every day, so that's why that slipped out. But yeah, so Fallout 3, like I want to play that by myself, and that's kind of the point of that game is you're kind of a lonely person in this world, post-apocalyptic world. But yeah, I feel like with Destiny, a game like Borderlands, like for me, it became more fun once people jumped in and started playing the game. So I'm telling you, Joe, we can race around the planet on speeder bikes.
Well, now I'm curious if that's you guys are playing. That is exciting to me. I don't have many games where my friends play them. Everyone who has heard me on this podcast knows that I love Marvel Heroes, which is a MMO ARPG. I love it. I don't have a ton of friends that play it. Now, I've met some people through the game, which is cool, but it's not the same. Now, once a month, I get together with some friends of mine that we've been friends since grade school, and we play games. We normally play Left 4 Dead or Counter-Strike, the games that everybody who plays PC games tends to own. And if these guys played Destiny, I guarantee you I would know, almost as much as Jeremy does about it. I would know a lot about it. I wouldn't ask the dumb questions, and I'd be probably promoting the game because I'm hanging out with my friends, and that's more important to me than what the game's story is or how it controls the mechanics. I just want to play games with my friends more than I just want to play this particular game. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So now that you guys are playing it, I'll tell you what. Let's start a campaign. Convince Joe to buy Destiny. If we can get a few friends together who can play regularly, I'm in.
Well, Casey, Geeksawise and Capes guy, he's going to be playing. He's got a beta code.
Who else? Tell me more. Tell me more. Who else?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I know Andrew's not playing it. He's not playing it. Sorry, Andrew.
The campaign is extended to Andrew as well.
There you go. Maybe he'll play it if I start playing it. Okay. Well, let's take this one offline. But for people on Twitter, Twitter people, message us. Let us know you're playing it. Let's get a group together of Geeks with Wise, broader community people, and let's play some Destiny. I will spend the money to play with my friends and the people on Geeks with Wise community.
Okay. Well, there we go. Joe, there is a game mode for every mood. So if you don't like the first-person shooter part of it for some odd reason, you can just, like Jeff said, just ride around your speeder and explore and pick up consumables that, well, you use the consumables to upgrade your weapon, but if you're not using your weapon, then what's the point, right? No, I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But there's actually another question from Twitter. This is the last one that I've got to answer. Since we're kind of on that topic about Destiny, Kyle at Kyle RP11 asked me, what feature, what game mode basically are you excited about and why? Well, I kind of talked about public events, the big when 7 or so Guardians gather in a public space, but I'll talk about Strikes since that hasn't been talked about. I'm really excited about Strikes. I got to play one in the alpha called the Devil's Lair. It was me and 2 of my buddies. I played it probably about 5 times on both. There's 2 difficulties. and just the challenge of not dying, killing everything, and not dying is why I will replay Strikes over and over again. I want, Bungie's Destiny's tagline is become legend. I feel like if I don't die in a strike, I'll become legend. That's my mentality. That's my mentality. But hey, it's all about what the gamer is wanting to experience, not technically what everybody wants to experience. There is definitely a game mode for every type. If you just like competitive stuff, go into the Crucible, kill other Guardians because that's the only place you'll be able to do it. Sorry, I didn't make the game. A lot of people think, oh, let's after we shoot some Fallen, which is one of the enemies, let's shoot each other. No, you can't do that right then and there. I mean, you can, but it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't want my people turning on me.
Well,
Can't handle it.
Well, Joe, now you can take a team into the Crucible, and they won't turn on you as long as because you're on. You can't shoot members of the same team when you're in the Crucible. So that is we only got to play one mode, but there's 5 different Crucible modes. The one I'm talking about is Control, where you can have 6 people on a team and you're fighting against another team. You're just controlling points on a map. It's capture the flag. That's all it is.
Well, do we have Geeks with Wives group? What do you call it? A Crucible? Do we have a Geeks with Wives Crucible?
Not yet, but I'm sure we can form one.
How do we do it?
If there's at least all you do is you're as long as you're friends. Well, I'm playing on PS4. As long as you're friends on the same console, you can go into the tower and form a 6-person fire team. Out in the world, you really just can only do a 3-person fire team. But in the tower, you can form a 6-person fire team, and y'all can go straight into the Crucible, play Control, and you're all together, and it's either Team Alpha or Team Bravo. You're one of those, but you're all on the same team. And,
all right.
And you're not fighting against each other. You're fighting against the enemy and just controlling points. But it's possible.
All right. Fair enough.
So basically what it comes down to is that if we can get enough people from Geeks with Wives to join the clan, the Geeks with Wives clan, I think Joe will jump on board.
I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, you will always slay bad guys in the name of Geeks with Wives.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm all for it. So when the game comes out, when does the game come out, Jeremy? Let's talk about it.
The game comes out September 9th. Digital and physical. So whatever you downloaded or whatever you pre-ordered, I'm going to be attending a midnight release. I found out today. So I'm looking forward to Monday the 8th, big time.
So literally in 2 months.
Yeah, we're less than 2 months away. I think the official count is around 50 some odd days.
Yeah.
It's not. They're counting down to the beta on the website on DestinyTheGame.com, but I'm pretty sure once the beta starts, they'll adjust it.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and like I said, when it does come out, we will definitely have a Geeks with Wives team, and we will dominate the world, and we would love for you to join us. But you have to wait 2 months. So get your pre-order, and you'll be able to download the beta if you own a PlayStation 4.
Or a PlayStation 3.
Or PlayStation 3. When will the beta go up?
July 17th, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Okay. And if you own an Xbox One or Xbox 360, when will that beta be going up for them?
July 23rd, at the same time, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Okay.
The beta for PS4, the beta will be down on July 21st and July 22nd. But everybody will start playing again July 23rd.
Definitely. All right. Well, once again, you just have to pre-order the game, and once you pre-order the game, you will get a beta code. Am I correct, Jeremy? Is that how that
Yes,
works?
in store they'll put it on the receipt at GameStop. I'm pretty sure every other store's like that. But if you online, they'll email it to you. But
Awesome.
also, if you do the digital version through the PlayStation Store, they should just message you on the console, I believe.
Okay. Well, I'll be looking forward to my message. I'm going to be looking for it when it comes
Nice.
around. Okay. Now that we've talked about Destiny, that's been fun. But there was a little comment that Joe threw out there, and he talked about that he got a Pebble. So, Joe, what exactly is this Pebble you speak of?
Well, the Pebble is really the very first Kickstarter success story. It's a smartwatch, which everyone knows about smartwatches right now, right? It's all the rage. You got the new Android Wear operating system, which is just a skin over Android, and the LG, Motorola, Samsung, all releasing these new watches that are smart. They're capable of sending notifications from your phone to your watch, which would be on your wrist, making it more convenient for you to know what's going on. You have to just grab your phone every time, whether it's in your messenger bag, in your purse, or in your pocket. Maybe it's in the console of your car. You can just turn your wrist over and you got your notification. So the Pebble was the very first smartwatch, one labeled with that title anyway, to be created. So this is it. For those who can't see it, it's my model is all black. It's a 301BL. It's capable of GPS. It has an accelerometer for pedometer and steps and distance and all that type of stuff. It has a backlit display. It's black and white, but it's e-ink, so similar to a Kindle Paperwhite or the original Kindle. And it's capable of many different watch faces. The watch face that I have right now
I like
is
it.
Zelda.
Yeah,
Very
I
much.
thought I glimpsed that.
Heck yeah, and I have several others that you can download on, so you can have multiple different ones. And I've got some that I really like. My very favorite one is the LCARS version, which you're familiar with LCARS. It's the Star Trek console.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's a date and
Wow.
time. You can display all kinds of stuff on the watch face. Date and time, distance you've traveled, how many steps you've taken, the weather, which is a really cool one. Any upcoming appointments is another cool one. This is really simple watch face, has the time and then the current weather.
Is that the temperature inside your house?
No, this is there doesn't have any type of thermostat in it. So this is the temperature based on my location, and it knows
Okay.
my location through GPS.
Yeah.
Or you can leverage the GPS that's in your smartphone. So here's an activity one. You can set a goal that says I want to take 10,000 steps. How many steps have you taken? You'll notice it says I've only taken one step. That's because it only counts if this watch face is on, right? And I haven't been using this watch face. I've been using my Zelda one almost all day. Now, there's also different applications you can install, things that will report back out to you, stock quotes. Whenever I get a phone call or a text message, it pops up here. Emails pop up here. It's pretty cool. I can just go, oh, okay, I've got this text message, notification, great, read it real quick, put my watch back away. So it's not game-changing. Right? This is not going to revolutionize the way that you stay organized. It's not going to make you a healthier, happier person, even though it has some activity-type applications involved in it. It's an extension to your phone. It's really all it is.
So it's a Bluetooth for your arm. Sorry.
Yeah, it does have Bluetooth on it.
for your
Yeah,
arm.
you can control the. Yeah, you can control a lot of things on your phone. The volume of the audio. So if you're out for a run, you can have it has integration with several different fitness tracking applications.
Okay.
I can dig through here and get some names for you. I started downloading a bunch to try them out. Runkeeper. So
Yeah.
here's Runkeeper. So this is a GPS-based running calculator, right? So it keeps track of your distance and where you've gone. You can set up your entire playlist or music on here. As soon as I press the Go Running button, it'll start on my Pebble. I don't have to touch my Pebble. It just starts going. It starts counting the distance and the time. And then I can control the track of the audio I'm listening to. I can control the volume. And I can just put my phone, tuck it away in my pocket or put it on my armband for those people who run and listen to music at the same time, you know the pain of trying to change a track, adjust the volume. Just when you're running, it's a pain in the butt.
Yep.
This is a really convenient way to do it. And to even just look at your phone and go, oh man, I've been running for 34, or sorry, look at your arm and say, I've been running for 34 minutes and I've gone 3.5 miles, 10-minute pace, great. It's really kind of exciting. I haven't tested the running yet, but I'm hoping to do that tonight before the sun goes down. So if we can wrap this sucker up, I'll be able to report on it in a couple of days.
My final thought is real quick, but I'll let Jeff go if that's all right, Jeff.
No, you can go ahead if you want to. Go for it.
Okay, this is my final thought. I didn't get to make this announcement while we're really talking about Destiny, but there's a reason why I brought the Pac-Man Ghost. I'll describe it. It's blue. It's got white eyes and a mouth that looks weird. But for those listening and not watching, I brought the Ghost. It's not the Ghost that a Guardian has when playing Destiny, but come September, I will have a different kind of Ghost because I was able to pre-order the $150 collector's edition for Destiny. Yes, I'm all in. It's coming with an actual Ghost, but it's coming with a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna use all of it. So it's gonna be like Joe's World of Warcraft collection. That's gonna be my baby. I'm gonna sleep with it. Maybe.
Oh, I never slept with the World of Warcraft Collector's Edition box. Just to clarify. But congrats, Jeremy. I envy your passion.
Okay.
We saw how you were looking at that DVD, Joe. I don't know. I think you may be spending a little extra Warcraft time tonight.
We'll sleep with the Pebble. I'll admit that.
All right. Well, Jeremy, like I said, I enjoy your enthusiasm for Destiny, and it's definitely bled over into my world because I feel like I'm a little bit more excited knowing that you are that much more excited about this game.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's first. That's a first for me. Nobody's told me that. Thank you.
Of course. We love Jeremy Gregory on Geeks with Wives. So I have to. I know we need to wrap it up. That's really why Joe was showing that Pebble on the screen. He was making sure I wrap that show up. watching the clock tick down there. But no. But really, my final thought is also about the game that I'm playing, and or that I just completed, and that is Walking Dead Season 1, and that is a game that I started playing. Let's see. I started playing it when it came out for the 360. It had the full. It had all 5 episodes on there, and I got through to the 3rd episode, and I don't even know why, but I just stopped playing it, and I saw that they have it for the Vita, and I got the Vita a couple of months ago, and so I've been playing all of these different games on it and trying things out, and so I got Walking Dead for the Vita, and I loved it because you can just take it. Obviously, what the Vita is designed for is a handheld. You can play the game whenever you want to, but I felt like it was a great way for me to really rediscover what made that game so great, because I could just kind of play it throughout the day, and the whole time when I was playing it, it's kind of crazy, but I just kept thinking, like, what's going to happen next? And like, I can't wait. Like, when's my next 15-minute break at work? I gotta do this next little part of this episode, and I have to know what happens. And so I have to say, I really applaud Telltale for the job that they did with The Walking Dead, because not only is it really unlike any other game that I've played, of course they've released more games. They have A Wolf Among Us, and then they'll have the new Borderlands pre-sequel, and they have, of course, Walking Dead Season 2. But when that game came out, I felt like I'd never really played a game like that before. So I just have to really applaud them. I know that Jeremy or Joe, did you say that you had played that before? Did you enjoy that? I think he's muted. Are you muted, Joe?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. My dog was
Yeah.
barking. Yeah, so a long time ago, Geeks with Wives was a lot smaller, right? We had 6 or 7 contributors, and that was around the time that The Walking Dead came out. So I think it was the end of 2012, the first season, if I remember correctly. And we did this massive spoiler cast. It was unbelievable. We spent an hour talking about every single decision that was tracked. So you remember at the end of every
Hmm.
episode, it shows you a summary of your decisions versus everybody else's, and that was a really, really fun episode. So if you're a big fan of The Walking Dead, like some of us are, go to the archives on our website or through iTunes, Stitcher, and find that episode. I don't remember the episode number off the top of my head, but it's got to be somewhere in the 70s or 80s. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Or,
go ahead.
I was gonna plug, or if you have an Android smartphone, you can go download the Android Geeks with Wives app and find it on there.
That's true. You could do a search.
Man, I like the product plug. Always. Or podcast plug, really. Not so much a product plug, but yeah. So I'm glad that that so many people have enjoyed it like I have, and like I'm not as excited about season 2, funny enough, but just I felt like I was so attached to the Clementine character that I kind of want to know what happens next with her, and
Yeah.
so I'm definitely going to wait for all of the episodes to come out because I think Netflix has ruined me. It's made me a TV binge watcher, so I can't just go one episode at a time. But when they do have them all come out, I will definitely be living the next stage of Clementine's life. So
I'll be right there with you, my friend.
Well,
Yes.
and I'll say, me and Jeff will definitely be playing Destiny together. Maybe Joe will join us if we can twist his arm a bit. Sorry, I can't twist your arm. I can't reach through the laptop and twist your arm, so you're safe.
Jeremy really loves Destiny. I think that's the takeaway from today's show.
but I'll join. I'd love to play season 2 at the same time because I was a latecomer to the series. I
Mhm.
played season 1. I couldn't listen to the spoiler cast because I hadn't even played the first episode yet. So I was very late to the party, but I enjoyed it. I'm with Jeff. The Clementine, gosh, that was a great. I want to see what's happening. There were some tough choices in season 1.
Definitely
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Jeremy being excited about Destiny. Jeremy, you tweet a lot about Destiny. Where can people go to find you on Twitter to see all of your wonderful Destiny tweets?
They can find me on Twitter at WolfKing20TEN. That's actually my PSN ID as well. It's on my bio. Just everything's there. I have a cool backdrop. I think 3 Guardians. Yeah. I'm one of them.
Awesome. Joe, where can we find you on Twitter?
I am not very creative. You can find me at Joe Barhoum, BARHOUM.
It's okay. I prefer that because, I mean, you just put in your name and it's going to pull you up. I like that.
It's true.
Simple enough. Well, mine is at Gentle Jeffrey. And so, once again, we encourage all of our listeners and all of our viewers to tweet at us and ask us questions and even let us know on the Geeks with Wives Twitter handle, which is at Geeks with Wives. Let us know if there's things that you want us to talk about on the podcast. We definitely want to make sure that we include you. And if there's questions that you want us to read, like Jeremy read several tonight, definitely ask us questions because we want to make sure that you are part of this show because that's who we do this for. We do this for the listeners and for the viewers every week. And we definitely appreciate you giving us your time out of your day to listen to just a bunch of guys talk about video games. And we hope that you've enjoyed it. We definitely look forward to seeing you next week for episode 146. But until then, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.